Hey y'all, this is Sergeant Dan with Palmetto Edge, and today I have for you the Kershaw Launch 8. So let's get started, way I always do, with some size comparisons. So here it is up against the Benchmade Bug Out, and here it is up against the Spyderco Para 3. So as you can see, let me try and get these lined up a little bit here. Best I can eyeball. This isn't an exact science, but as you can see, it's a real long, real slim knife. All right, so sorry y'all. There we go. Got you stabilized now. All right, so now let's get into the specifications on this one right here. The well, hang on y'all. Having to fix my phone off camera here so I can make sure I got everything here for you. Okay, so overall length on this one is 8 1/4 inches with a 3.5 inch blade length. It is CPM, where is it? There it is, CPM 154 steel, made in USA, which is an absolute plus, as I always say. This is a Diskin design. Excuse me. Ooh, y'all hear me burp? I'm recording videos, drinking beer again. I got a Dogfish Head pumpkin ale. It's actually pretty good. So anyway, aluminum handles with a carbon fiber inlay here. Has just your standard Kershaw pocket clip on it. Color on this one is like a gunmetal gray. It's really a little more purple than it picks up in camera here. It's definitely a gunmetal gray, but it's got a little more of those purples and violets and all in them. I really like it. I think it's really great looking. But anyway, a push button plunge lock automatic. Before you go buying an automatic, make sure you know the laws in your state, because here in South Carolina, I can carry whatever I want, wherever I want, whenever I want. And I know there's a lot of states that aren't that way. So yeah. Let's see. I cover everything. Made in USA, 154 cm, aluminum handles, carbon fiber. Yep. All right. That's as far as carry. It is tip up only, but it does have the option to be left hand carry. So, you lefties, you can get it out and use your index finger to get it deployed there as opposed to your thumb. So, it's still doable, definitely. So, yeah. That's it for specifications on this thing. So let's talk about review. This is a sweet little knife. Mine has a couple of little quality control issues with it. Nothing like crazy, but that's something I'm definitely going to get to. It feels good in hand. Don't expect this to be any kind of tactical knife, okay? It just, as far as what I consider a tactical knife, it just doesn't fit that category. It doesn't check any of those boxes. Well, it checks a couple, okay, but not enough for me to go, yes, this is a tactical knife, okay? It does not have a deep carry clip, so, you got that much of it sticking out of your pocket. Okay, you got about that much of it sticking out of your pocket when you're carrying it. Real awesome design. Has this stiletto look going on with it, okay? I mean, just a real thin, narrow blade. You talk about a knife that's just a slicer and a poker. Look at the edge on that thing. Look at the tip. Come on. I said look at it. There we go. I mean, just a wicked awesome edge on this thing. CPM 154 cm steel. I got no complaints about that. It's a fine steel, especially at the price point of this one, okay? Aluminum handles. It's slick, okay? But ergonomically, it's fine. My one complaint about it really is this little feature here. And talking about function-wise, okay? As far as aesthetics, it's great. It looks awesome. but that is almost right where I tend to want to put my thumb. So I have to kind of jam up under it here, and it digs in and pokes. Okay, so that's a thing. I wouldn't really call it a complaint, just something I want to point out to you about it. Um, let's see what else. Action is just, it's what I've come to expect. Sorry, my elbow's itching here. It's what I have come to expect from a Kershaw launch. I've got several of the launches. I've got the 1, the 3, the 4, the 8, which is this one, and also the 10. And I love them. They're my, when someone comes to me wanting an automatic knife without wanting to spend a whole ton of money on one, but also without buying just cheap crap, basically, I always send them to the launch series of Kershaws. I'm like, there's plenty of options. There's now 10 of them. Okay. So I say, look, if there's 10 different options for knives as far as autos go and you can't find one, you're too picky. Materials are in line with every other Kershaw launch that's out there, except for this carbon fiber. This is a real nice touch that they've added to this one, and it just goes along with the aesthetic of it. Okay, this one's made to be and pay homage to the old Italian stilettos. Okay, and that's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it calls to. This one's made to be more of a nice looking knife than it is, like some of the launches are really more maybe a little more tactically driven. This one's not. This one makes a good EDC. Okay. So yeah, now let's talk about the complaints I have about it. Mine in particular, blade centering is not perfect. It favors this side. Okay. And I have a little problem with my grind here. If you'll notice, if I can get it to focus, I've got this, it almost comes up into a recurve right here. Okay. Now, is that something I can fix myself? Yeah, sure, absolutely I could, but man, it's got such a fine tip on it, which, by the way, has stood up. I mean, I carry these and use them, okay? That tip has stood up to what I've put it through. Now, I haven't put it through anything crazy, but that tip has definitely stood up to what I have put it through. So I'm a little hesitant to try and fix that. It hasn't been an issue, but it's just one of those things where it's not supposed to have this little almost recurve section in it here. So I wish it didn't. Something that, it shouldn't have come from the factory that way. I've never had a quality control issue with a Kershaw launch until I got this one. All of them, blade centering has been perfect. Grinds on the edges have been perfect. One thing I can say about this one, there is absolutely no blade play in any direction whatsoever. I get no side to side, no up and down. So blade play on this one is non-existent. And it's still just fast and snappy and wonderful. One thing to note, if you're someone that actually cares about it, there is no safety on this one. Just like every other Kershaw launch, no safety. But that's not that big of a deal because the button just barely protrudes out there. And then you have to actually push it in. You have to make the button recess down in there before it will launch. Before it'll launch. So, yeah, I mean, just a really, really great option as far as the Kershaw launch series go. Have I carried this one much outside of my time carrying it for review? Honestly, no, not really. And that's not because it's a bad knife. But it just, I don't know. I just haven't. It's a great knife. I love the way it looks. I love the action. But it just, honestly, outside of my time carrying specifically to use for review and stuff like that, it really hasn't seen much more pocket time since that. Now, let's talk about price on this one. The price on this one falls in line with every other Kershaw launch out there. They're all kind of around $100. Some of them are 80, some of them are 110. Okay, so this one on Blade HQ right now is $99.95, $99.95. So $100, and that is more than a fair price if you ask me. It's perfectly in line with the other launches that Kershaw has. It's in line with other automatics that are of the same. I say that, or man, can I think of any other automatic that's in that same quality and price range? Other than the other launches, not off the top of my head. I'm sure there's something out there, but off the top of my head, okay, Hogue makes some good automatic knives, but they cost a little more than the launches. Okay, they're 130, 140, 150. Okay, so yeah, as far as the price goes, it is absolutely perfect. Falls in line with that. I got no complaints about that. So at that price, at the $100 price point, am I glad that I have one? Yes, absolutely. I love the Kershaw launches, every single one of them. Every single one of them that I have. So if something were to happen to this one, where Kershaw's warranty wouldn't take care of me and I had to buy a new one to replace it, would I do it? Yeah, I absolutely would. Part of the reason because I'm wanting to get at least one of each Kershaw launch in my collection. I'm still a good ways away. How many did I say I have? I have the 1, the 3, the 4, the 8, and the 10. So I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there of getting all of them. But even at that, this is still just a great knife. Great slicer. Again, like I said, not a tactical knife, but a good just EDC. If you're someone like me where you always have to have a knife in your pocket, this was just a great one to have in the rotation. Okay, so totally recommend it. I recommend if you're interested in fairly priced, not cheap junk, but not expensive, ridiculous, autos. Check out the Kershaw Launch Series. If you don't like this one, there's got to be one in there that you do. There's 10 different options. There's got to be another one that you'd like, right? So, great knife, guys. Totally recommend it. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram and my Twitter, and y'all have a good one.